Hello class, welcome to week 2. I hope all of you had a great weekend and stayed cool. It was very hot this weekend, so hope you all stayed cool and were safe and taking care of yourselves. For this week, I have the agenda here as you can see. I'm going to do a little week 1 recap. And so there were some questions in regards to the discussion boards and when they were due and the video reflections. So just to be very clear, discussion boards are due Wednesday by midnight, and that is your initial post, okay? Your response to 2 peers, that is due Saturday by midnight. And your video reflections are due Saturday by midnight. And that's every week. So every week we have discussion boards and video reflections. The initial post for the discussion board will be due on Wednesday by midnight, and then the video reflections would be due on Saturday by midnight. So I just wanted to be clear on that. And I will have your discussion boards and video reflections graded sometime by the end of today or tomorrow morning, so you can start looking at how you're doing in the class. Week 2, obviously, looking forward to this week. We have our discussion board, so just make sure that you submit the initial post by Wednesday. We have our video reflections, so those are due Saturday by midnight. And then I sent out a updated list of group project members. We had some students that were added late into the course, so that created some confusion. So thank you for those that emailed me to get you out a updated list of your group members. So that should be all squared away, and there should be no confusion in regards to who your group members are. If you are having a hard time contacting a group member, please let me know. There's been some students that have already notified me, and so I'm working with those students to get participation and collaboration going within the group. So please communicate with me if there's any issues with getting a hold of a student that's in your group. And I also wanted to address a question. There was a little bit of confusion as to when the group projects would be due. When we look at your week 2 course content, obviously you have your readings and your content, your discussion board, and then your reflections, right? And there's a link at the bottom that's causing a little bit of confusion, and it says group presentation. So that link is just to submit your group project. It doesn't mean that it's due during week 2. Your group presentations will be due on the day that you present. So we will be having group 1 presenting next Wednesday, I believe. And let me just double check. Give me a second here. I have it on my calendar. So we had July 22nd, 29th as we were set. And so group 1 will be going first, and so your group presentation will be due on July 22nd, and you will upload your presentation onto this link here, and it is under week 2, so please don't be confused that it's due during week 2. It's actually due the day or the week that you present. So group 1, you're up first, and you will be submitting your group presentation to the link by July 22nd, okay? And I do want you to submit the link prior to us meeting at 6 so I could have your presentation up and running and your group members can present. And so for groups 3 and 4, your group presentation will be due July 29th, which is the last week of class, which is when we will be doing the final 2 group presentations. And so that's when your group presentation will be due, and you would just upload it onto the link here. So just wanted to make sure I cleared any confusion in regards to that. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I will definitely get back to you. I try to get back to you as soon as I can with your emails. So that's week 2 in a nutshell. I know some of you might be saying, well, it's not fair that we're going to present first. Other groups have more time. But if we really look at the grand scheme of things, during week 4, we have a lot due. So please, as group members, schedule your time and make sure you manage your time appropriately. We do have a lot due during week 3 and 4. So, I know that it does get a little stressful. Weeks 1 and 2 are a little bit more relaxed, but it does really pick up steam during week 3 and 4. So please get ahead of these projects, start working on them. Don't delay and present an issue at the end, okay? So we're looking towards week 3, which is a big week for you all, because you have the, let me go up to week 3. Obviously you have your textbook readings, your content, and then you have your discussion board, your video reflections, and then you have your signature assignment. And here, this is a video presentation, and you will be actually role-playing a specific theory or theories that you feel comfortable or really want to learn more about and actually role-play. So this is an assignment in which you will do a role-play with a student selecting a theory. Now, given COVID and the fact that we are to stay as safe as possible, you could use any individual that is residing within you that you feel comfortable and safe with. This could be a significant other, it could be a friend, it could be an aunt, uncle, someone that you feel comfortable given the situation. Okay. So you will select a theory to role play. So you will be actually the counselor, and the person that's role playing with you will be the participant. And you will role play and write a script on the role play with dialogue. And so I'm going to provide an example about this, because this is where it gets a little confusing. And I'm also going to email you an example of a script and an example of a video. So a lot of students like to see examples, and I myself as a student, I like to see examples. So I will provide a link to a video that was done, which was very, very good work, and also an example of a script. And so here you're going to be evaluated on, how you facilitate the individual role play. Okay, and you will film yourself. So make sure that when you're filming yourself, I'm able to see yourself and your participant. A lot of the time students don't film themselves, they just film the participant, but I really need to see both. And here you will select a topic, either K through 12 or higher ed, that you want to address and using the theory that you chose. So you will be reflecting on your learning and understanding of the theories, the description and techniques and counseling skills covered in the course. So again, I'm gonna play a little part of a video that I use as an example, and then I'll also email you the video so you can see it in its entirety. It's not that bad of an assignment. A lot of students freak out about this assignment, but it's not bad at all. Your video should be 5 to 8 minutes. Please, no more than 5 to 8 minutes. Make sure that it's not going over, because then it's hard to upload onto YouTube or even email or upload onto the course link. Okay? And so you are responsible for displaying the theory. So if you're using person-centered theory, I want to see some unconditional positive regard. I want to see some active listening, right? And so whichever theory you choose, make sure that you know the skills and techniques associated with the theory, and that you're displaying these as you're role-playing with your participant. And here, number 7, you must effectively use at least one visual aid during your skit. This could be a prop, this could be a poster, chalkboard, PowerPoint, a whiteboard. A lot of students use like a piece of paper when they're dealing with a participant that's, role-playing the age of, like, let's say it's role-playing in elementary, they're 10 years old, and the participant is a elementary student. And the counselor will actually, use a prop, use like a poster board or a whiteboard to convey a skill or a technique they're trying to use with their participant. So don't get too hung up on the visual aid. Almost anything could go here. And if you have any questions with that, you could always email me and say, hey, Mr. Valdez or Professor Valdez, how can can I use this? Would this be okay? And it's either going to be a yes or no, right? And so There is a rubric, so make sure you take a look at that. So now I do want to show you the skit. This is a skit that was done by a student that used Gestalt therapy. And so the student here, as you can tell, let me see if I can zoom in a little. The student provides a little intro of the participant, which is a good idea because I'm able to read the skit, and I do read the skits and look at what you're trying to do and what the topic is. So the person, this student provided a little paragraph of what the participant and what she's trying to do with the participant to provide some context and point of reference. So, and she also talks about what technique she will be displaying. So she does a little intro, and then this is her script. So there is a speaking part for the counselor, there's a speaking part for the participant, and it does sound a little robotic, but it is good to, have the script that you create, and also give the script to your participants, so that way there's a dialogue going on. And again, it's not going to be perfect. If you go off script, that's okay. The script is more for me to get a sense as to what you're trying to do within your role play. Okay, so there's speaking parts, and she does a script for the whole 5 minutes that she filmed herself. And the script keeps on going on and on and on until, they say goodbye, and that's where it ends. So it's a simple script with dialogue between the participant and the counselor, which will be you, with a little bit of context and intro. And again, I'm going to email this script to you all so you can look at it more in detail, but I just wanted to provide this example here. So that's that. And then also, next, the role play. So this is the student. She did a quick, 5 minutes and 23-second video. She labeled her theory that she was using, and this was a year ago, so she was able to use her classroom and was able to use a participant that that was role playing for her, which was a colleague of hers. So again, this is given our times, we won't have this luxury, but again, you could do it from your living room, your room, however you feel safe and want to do your role play and film it. I'm okay with that. And so I'm going to play a little skit.
Hi, my name is Sarah Valdez, and today I'm going to be doing a role play and demonstrating dissolve therapy of the top dog and underdog technique with one of my 10-year-old students. So a little bit of background about her is that she is a 10-year-old fourth grader, and her mother and father are getting a divorce. She has a role in deciding whether to live with her mother or her father. Regina is the second of 3 children. This was the second marriage for Regina's mother and the first marriage of her father. Her elder brother is not the father's biological son. Now both parents, they both work in a packing house, and their income seems to be limited by the fact Regina's father spends most of her time paying his money with alcohol. Regina is an average student in school. She is quiet and never has behavior problems. She gets along with her peers at school, and she's in very good health, except she has vision problems that requires new pair of glasses, which her parents claim they don't have money to buy. I will be using the dissolve therapy with experiments of top dog, with I want, and the underdog that I should want. This will help make the decisions on the type of the therapy experiment to make the client more aware of her decisions and hopefully choose the right one that best suits her.
So I want to pause it there. One thing that you do want, I picked this video on purpose because again, it's no video is going to be perfect, but I do want you to notice it was a little hard to hear the student here. So do like an audio check, make sure that I'm able to hear, because I could tell what she's saying, but it's hard to hear her. So again, everything else was very, very well done, just the audio was a little off. But she does talk, again, she gives an intro, she says who she is, she introduces herself, and she talks about her participant and what she's going to do. She states the theory that she chose, and I like the fact that she states the technique that she's going to try to demonstrate, the top dog underdog technique. So just some points and hints to think about when you're creating your video. And I'm gonna play a little bit more, another 45 seconds, and then I'm gonna email you the link of the video so you could all see it in its entirety and get some ideas. Okay?
Come on in. Hi, Regina. How are you doing today?
I'm doing a little better, but still have some decisions to think about.
Okay, I'm glad you're here.
I'm really glad to. I really need someone to talk to.
Okay. Regina, we have the next 30 minutes for us to talk. Where would you like to start?
Well, you know our position about having to decide whether to live with my mom or with my dad? Until their divorce is final, I just don't know what I want to do.
I know that when we talked about this the other day, you were feeling really upset about the situation of having to choose between.
Okay, so I'll stop it there. But again, I just wanted to show this to let you know that there's a role play here. It's not perfect. She's using her script. She has it in her hand, which is fine. That's not a problem. But she also provides a script for her participant, because sometimes what I've seen is that without a script, the participant would just kind of like look at the counselor and be like, oh, what do I say next? What do I say next? And it just becomes very awkward. So again, that's what the script is for and the role that it plays. So I will email you the link to this video and also the script so you could get some ideas. But that is pretty much it for week 3 and looking ahead. Please make sure that you are staying on top of your assignments. If you communicate with ample time and let me know if you need an extension, I will be more than happy to grant one. But if you communicate to me on Saturday at 11 p.m., week 4, that you need an extra day or two, I'm going to be very hesitant to provide an extension. So please stay on top of your assignments, plan ahead, collaborate. Some groups have already been Zooming and meeting, which is great. Others, have been collaborating via email, text messages, group messages, whatnot. So please make sure that you are on top of your assignments. And with that, I will let you all be. Have a great week 2, and I will be seeing you all next week. And group 1 will be up to present, so don't forget to email me your presentation. And if you have any questions, group 1, before you present, I'll be more than happy to talk to you all or answer any questions you may have. Have a great week 2. Take care. Be safe.